How are you?
Okay, got it.
Susan, what did you think of the art show this year?
I thought it was wonderful. And not only that, we had people from everywhere.
Okay, guys. So we didn't get the minutes out, so we'll do that at the next meeting. The first item on our agenda is 27 Elizabeth Place. Let me see if I have anyone in the waiting room for that. We don't. So let me pull up the plans. So 20.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
Hi. Our internet is down, so I'm on my cell phone.
Oh, it's working fine.
Okay, if I disappear, I'll be back on.
Yeah. What happened?
Any reason? I think Verizon says some trees are down.
Oh, okay.
They went out about 1 o'clock in the morning.
All right. Luckily, you've got good cell service.
Yeah.
Okay, let me share my screen. Screen 3. I just have to adjust my screen. Give me a second, please. Okay. Okay, so what we are talking about for this application is an addition and patio at the rear of the property. Let me set the setting here. Okay, so here's the lot, Elizabeth and Sunrise corner lot. There's an existing deck located over here with an existing pool. The addition is going to be at the rear of the house with a reconfiguration of the patio. So that, oh, and then the front entrance is also being redone. So this is what it ends up looking like at the end of the day. I don't have any major issues on this one. Let's see, I've got some calculations that they have to do. There's some question about the existing deck with the building department, so we'll investigate that. It's not clear how this deck got built violating the setback because there weren't any variances. Sue, any concerns?
Not at all.
Does it look okay to you?
Yes.
All right, and then, John, did you have anything? Health department you have on here?
Just because I wasn't sure of the bedroom count. It was a
Yeah,
little-
no, I had
it was
the
a little
same,
confusing.
I had the
So
same comment as well.
Yeah, so I left it up to Rob if you wanted to send it over, clarify.
And I
And
think,
obviously, we need stormwater and so forth. Typical,
yeah,
you know. like-
no major issues on your end though,
No,
from what I see.
No, not at all.
So are you guys comfortable sending this to the building department?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion to send to building.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And then let's see if anyone popped into the meeting. Oh, we lost George. Let's get George back in. George, you back? John, you're trying to get in again?
Yeah, we just got internet back. So I'm gonna hang up on the phone and come in on the
Yeah.
on the computer. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, I'm letting you know. All right, I think we're all back. All right, next up, what happened, George? We lost you. Did you hear what happened?
As soon as John said something about he lost trees, or trees took his internet out, I went out.
Oh, okay. So we discussed 27 Elizabeth Place, which was an addition at the back of the house and some reconfiguration in the front, and we voted to send that to the building department. There are no wetlands issues.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Yeah. So now we're going to move on to 10 Hadley. Let me see if anyone is waiting for this one. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so I'll pull this one up. This is for a garage addition. Okay, share my screen. Okay, so what we're talking about, existing developed lot with a new garage addition. Now, this is considered part of the house because it's physically connected via a roof. So it will end up looking like this. And I think it's quite attractive. You can see where it's going to be placed on the site. So it's going to be located right here. And it fits in, you know, nicely. I don't really have any major concerns with this. I have a comment about the land coverage, which we need to back up and issue on how they calculated, but nothing significant. Anything on your end? Oh, did we lose John again? Let me see where he is.
The floor area ratio on this is a question mark.
Impervious surface.
Hold on.
Roof, yeah.
Adam,
Yeah, hold on. I was trying to see what was happening to John. I don't know what happened to him. What was the question? George?
Well, we two questions. One was the floor area ratio regarding the addition of the garage to what looks like already a garage there that they're adding.
Yes, they're okay.
Oh, okay. And then the amount of impervious surface given the parcel.
They're okay too, assuming, you know, the numbers work out, which I think they will. I had a question about their mathematics, but if once they demonstrate it, it should be fine.
Okay.
And Adam, it looks like it's close to those trees on the right side of the house. So there's no side lot requirement here, or it's in compliance?
There is, they comply with it.
Mhm.
You know, so-
Adam, is there a need for a landscape plan around the garage?
That's up to this committee. You know, you can take a look at it. You know, I think it's going to fit in nicely here. You know, they're not requiring any trees to come down. And essentially it's going over where the
Area.
blacktop is. Right? It's going right in here.
Yeah, yeah. It's very, very little additional impervious surface.
Yeah, so I don't think so, is the short answer. I don't think it needs a landscaping plan. Thoughts, Sue, on you know, the structure itself and what it looks
the-
like?
Structure certainly matches the house.
Yeah,
The house basically looks like it just keeps getting added onto.
yeah, yes,
Yeah,
Yes, that's the style,
yeah,
all the add-ons.
well, it looks like it's a split, right? And it's hard to add on to a split, or it looks like it was originally a split. at
Yes.
least.
Yes,
yep. Is everyone okay sending this to the building department?
yes,
Okay, then I'll make that
Yeah.
motion.
and I'll second it.
Sue, second, all in favor? Aye.
Uh,
Okay. Oh, you know what we should talk about though, John, is whether or not you think this needs a wetland permit, right? What was it, hydric soils that you saw?
Yeah, it showed hydric soils on the lot to the right, but there's
Yeah.
also a house and a yard area right there. So if there, you know, it was the GIS mapping. So what we figured is maybe we'll take a walk out there
Okay,
with his consultants and take a look at it. It's if it is, it's most likely just disturbed with the house next door.
yeah, So if it is wetlands, you think it should be an administrative wetlands permit? Is that what you're thinking? I mean, it's definitely not a pristine wetland.
No, it's probably disturbed and we're probably more than 80 feet away from it, 75, 80 feet.
Right.
We're in an area that's blacktopped already. I think about 80 or 90% of this garage is in an area which is driveway area now.
Yeah, we should really hear from George on this topic, though.
Oh, we're not adding to the impervious surface.
Well, there's some slight.
I think it was about 180 square feet.
Yeah.
I believe.
It
Right.
really is de minimis.
All right, is there some mitigation that we could suggest? I mean, when we talk about the landscape, is there something there? I don't think this requires a visit to the Conservation Board. So the question is, how can we resolve or add to the collection of the water?
Well, we could go into the field and just try to determine if there is actually hydric soils there.
Mhm.
Okay,
And if there is, it could have even been hydric soil some years ago that was filled over when the house next door was built. I don't believe the drainage drains in that direction. I believe it all drains down towards the road first.
right. Which then, right, goes down Hadley.
Yeah,
All right, so you're going to go out and visit the site?
yeah. I'll ask Jan or Dave to stop by. And look at it specifically for wetlands.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
All right. So next, we're going to 606 Bedford Road for a pool house. We recently approved the pool, and we've got Brian here. Brian, you with us? Brian?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Oh, cool.
All right. So did you end up joining on the computer or on your phone?
Yeah, if you want me to pull up the plan, I have
Yeah,
my,
if you can, that would be great, and just go over it. I don't really have many comments here other than that you're beyond the land coverage, which you'll need a variance, right?
right, that's the kind of
Yeah.
the goal preliminary,
Yeah.
now, knowing that we need to get the variance, and then, while we work on getting on that agenda,
Yeah.
You
So
know,
why don't you
we'll-
just show. Yeah, there you go. Okay,
We'll
so we
address-
approved, so I think it's under construction now, the pool, right?
yeah, the pool and patio, the whole rear yard's kind of
Yeah.
dug up. And I guess from what I hear from the owner, they were like, hey, now's the time to do the pool house, and let's, at least try to get the variance. So that's the next step. The pool, they're going to extend the patio 10 feet or not even 10 feet, 5 feet or so, and then have a small pool house.
Yep.
Which, here's an elevation,
Yep.
20 by 14.
Mhm.
The house finishes.
Yep.
So and I believe when this plan was in front of you last, they are going to do a planted berm around the entire area.
Right.
There is a neighbor up here. So that will help screen the structure in the pool. And they're also doing the berm around, really for privacy and for noise attenuation, because you do get 684 noise up the rear yard. So all that will be adjusted. So that berm will still be proposed.
Yeah. Okay, any thoughts from the committee on this?
I-
Sure looks good.
The only thing I was questioning, Brian, was the outdoor shower.
Hmm.
and how the health department's gonna deal with that. Only because there's no roof over it, and I assume it has to be hooked up to the septic.
Mhm.
And that means you're gonna get rainwater into the septic.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
So
then,
I don't know if the health department would permit it if there was a roof over the shower, or you might want to give them a call, see how they want you to deal with it,
okay, will do.
and then let us know what they say.
Okay. So I'll make a motion.
Adam, Adam, before you do, can
Yeah,
you
yeah.
scroll up again?
Brian
because
has the
we talked-
plans. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Brian. Appreciate it. So yeah, I'm looking at the location map in the top right corner.
Mhm.
So Brian, if you can scroll up a little bit more. So the site, I see it's on the west side of Route 22.
Right.
There's a neighbor to the north, and we talked about the screening for the neighbor from the north. I see there's also a neighbor, I guess it's to the west. Do we need to talk about the screening for the neighbor behind this property to the west?
That was part of the original pool approval. Brian, do you have that? I don't know.
Well,
I have it.
there's the grade change. We're so much higher here
Yeah,
that,
you're probably 50 feet higher, maybe more.
but
Okay.
again,
So the topography,
point, we are screening the entire rear yard. This berm and planting and a fence going around the entire. It's we're screening both side neighbors and the rear,
Mhm.
you can't even we see the roof of their house, so they won't be able to see any of our yard.
the topography takes care of it. Okay, thanks.
Okay, so then I'll make a motion to send this to building.
Second it,
That was George, right?
right?
All in favor? Aye.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay.
All right. So does that include the zoning board?
Yeah. So you'll need to go to the zoning board. That's going to be in the RPRC determination, Brian, that says, go there.
Great.
Okay. Good to see you, talk to you.
Yeah, good to see you guys. Take
All
care.
All right.
Take care.
Right.
All right, next.
Hey,
we've
John,
got-
how are you?
What was that, Michael?
I was just saying hi to John. His face appeared on the screen, so I didn't get to say
hi,
hi to
Mike.
him. How you doing?
Thanks for that email last night.
All right, we'll talk about it later. You're welcome. We're glad you could make it.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, we'll talk
Okay.
about it.
So next we have a really unique and special piece of property at 42 Sarles. So Teo is in the waiting room. Let's see if he has anyone else. I don't think so. And he can explain what's happening here. Hi, Teo.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for having me here in front of you.
Sure.
I also have Adam Teach, our engineer. If you can, perhaps Adam, if you can actually allow him to join us.
Of course. Yep. Yeah, and you're in a new spot, Teo.
Pardon me?
You're in a new spot.
No, in the same spot, I had to turn around because the light was coming too strongly
Got
into
it.
the camera. I didn't want to blind you.
Got it. Thank
Morning.
you.
Oh, there, Alan is there. Yes.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I was just telling the committee that this is a very unique and special piece of property. Do you have the plans that you can share?
I do. I do.
Okay,
And
great.
I
So
will share with you what was submitted. If you allow me to share my screen. I know
Yeah,
that Alan normally does a better job than me. He's a professional, but I'm learning. Here we have the survey of the property, and the next page here. This is actually our site plan, and the scope of the work at the very moment. It's
Yeah, but
Additional
why,
alterations
Teo,
are
why
being-
don't you just back up, and tell us about the size of the property, and if you know what the history of this property is, there are many, many buildings
Yes,
on this site. It's just very unusual.
yes, that's very true. And here actually this morning we got the parcel history.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see here. There's two images there.
Yeah, we see it.
Yeah, that is actually the existing structure,
Mhm,
and the way that it stands presently.
mhm.
And you can see here in the two images here, that is the present condition of the structure. And yes, there are a couple of outbuildings. Some of them actually, by the way, are going to be removed.
Okay,
And I will go back to my site plan. Here is the whole parcel. There's basically two properties here that are joined to each other. And there's actually a right of way here that there's an access to this property via a right of way that comes from the adjacent property. Actually, you can see it right here.
mhm.
So this property has a right of way through the other, but eventually, this will be probably, merged as one lot. But at the
Okay.
very moment, what I would like to do is just to be able to get an approval from you, so that we can start fixing this residence to move the client into the lot.
Okay,
There are a couple of structures in here, several outbuildings in this one lot that you're talking. And I know that you were there the other day. I couldn't go there and meet you. I had jury duty, but I
Oh.
know that my coworker Swati was able to.
yes, she gave me a good tour.
Yes, so there's an existing structure here, which apparently was used as a guest cottage, which would be eventually eliminated. There's an existing garage in here that will remain. The garage will remain. There's a well house in here that, it predates today's standards. Now we're going to have just a simple well. So the well building will be also eliminated. Also, okay, and there are other structures here, and I will actually attempt to zoom into this area here. I apologize for this. Yeah, here we go. There is also another outbuilding here that will also be eliminated. So there will be a couple of outbuildings that will be eliminated just because we want to keep it a little more of an open space.
Okay.
How the
So
people
these-
use it in the past, it's irrelevant. There's not the interest of our client or ours as, Alan, the engineer, or myself as the architect, to retain some of these structures. So they will be eliminated.
Okay,
However, the scope and the reason of meeting today is about the main house. The main
Understood.
house, as you
but
can see
but
here.
Teo, before you get to that, so
Yeah.
are these decisions to eliminate the structures just because the owner definitively does not want these structures, or is it for zoning purposes?
No, it's because the structures are needed, are
Okay.
not needed.
All right, because there are
the-
probably solutions to keep them if you wanted to. If you don't want them, fine.
We will actually we will tackle that, probably in a separate meeting. But we have discussed with the client, and yes, the decision has been, by conversation, that some of the structures will go away.
Okay,
But right now, the goal, and I really want to focus is on the main house.
okay,
The main house, we are eliminating more than we are adding. So as you can see here, if you can see the image here, Adam and the members of the board, we are eliminated all that you see here in green. If you can see it,
yeah, that's
there's a pool in
cool.
here, there's a
Right.
portion of the house here, another portion of the house here, another portion in here, and another large portion here that's going to be eliminated. And then, yes, we're going to add a garage because there's no attached garage. And then, a small expansion here to the kitchen, and most of it is going to be eliminated. So the majority are actually deletions.
Yes, Yes, and
The-
you know, if you just
know,
want to
the-
spend a minute, Teo, on what this house is going to look like and the formal garden, it's really gorgeous.
Yes, this property, it would be really beautiful. Yes,
Yeah.
and I agree with you, Adam.
Yeah,
You know,
look at that.
here we have the house, you know, and you know, there's a large area that will be eliminated here, and all that area turned into gardens.
Yeah.
You know, like for example, in here you have in the front, you know, that would be a somewhat an informal garden. In the back, there will be a formal garden back in here. And, you know, and here we are also proposing a rock garden. So it's a rock garden, a formal garden, and another garden in the front, actually,
Yeah,
where
and
the
Teo,
house.
there's a new structure at the other end of the garden. Is that a gazebo? I don't remember.
Yeah, there's a small gazebo, actually, that
Right.
we have in here, that you can see it here, actually, that will be added.
Yeah,
It's a small metal gazebo, a very beautiful structure that we already have, and we're going to relocate it. It's at the moment in another property, and it's just an open. It's an
Mhm.
open gazebo, just a little sitting area to be able to enjoy this formality of the garden that we're creating here.
okay.
And yes, the house overall, you know, it's to remain architecturally and aesthetically as well. You know, and I will go to the elevation so that the board members can see it. You know, there's an existing cupola here that will remain, and we want to realign the dormers. You know, the dormers are kind of misaligned with this very strong element that we have here. So as you can see here, Adam and board members, you know, we're looking to just create take this structure and really make it as beautiful as it was at one point, and even better. So there will be, you know, new windows and doors, and the alignment, the proper alignment of the dormers with the cupola, and the addition of a garage. You know, right now the garage is detached, and we would like to attach it to the house so that our client could actually get into the garage and get into her house. You know, this is the front of the structure. You know, very formal. We'll be adding stone veneer. You know, and we will go back to a slate roof. And you know, beautiful windows with transoms and a lot of architectural details. So this house will take the character that it had maybe at one point and better. You know, we're proposing a small conservatory in the back. Also will be, you know, very nicely detailed, you know, with glass, and keeping the traditional architecture that the house has. Somewhat of an English American, if you will.
Yeah.
We want to continue and preserve the nice elements of the house. For example, the cupola that was added at one point, but we want to make it better because we are aligning the dormers correctly. So the symmetry that you have in the front will be also reflected in the back. And also very noble materials. We'll have you know, some of the siding that's there already, additional stonework, and slate roof, and a beautiful wood, and some steel windows. So we really want to make this a little jewel, as it was at one point.
The cupola looks very large.
It's existing, and yes, and I know that is the impression that I had. But I think by adding the dormers, you know, we'll bring it to the right proportion. It's existing, so I don't want to knock it down just for the fact of reducing a couple of inches or a foot or so. You know, we rather want to work with it. It's existing.
Teo, why don't you go back to the picture of the existing house so we can see that?
Yes. Okay. The existing house. Okay, so let me probably give me 1 second. I would like to get to that image here for 1 second.
I think you have it open already. It's the other tab.
Okay, I apologize. Okay, it's open already. Okay.
Go up.
Yeah. Okay.
Up more. You see the two tabs? It says 42 Sarl Street, and then next to it says one. Yeah, click that.
Yeah, that one. That's a part of the parcel history. Yeah.
There you go. So can we see
Yeah,
it?
there you go.
No,
Well,
that
here,
doesn't
you know,
show it, does it?
It's actually this clearly has been added at one point, because
Yeah,
here
not-
the cupola is
it's
not
not on
present.
there. All right.
But we have actually images, and that's
Oh, you
what
do?
I would like to do here.
Okay,
If you give me 1 second here,
Sure.
Adam. Yeah. Okay, here.
Go back to the other photograph.
Yes,
You just slide over to the other one?
yeah. This one in here?
Yeah, the other one on that page. No, the other one on that sheet.
Oh, okay.
One you
this
were
is-
just looking at.
Yeah, this one in here.
Just go to the other picture on that.
Yeah.
page.
Actually, the other picture is here, so I will try to zoom to that one. Yeah, there.
You can kind of see it behind here in the trees, I think. That other, the cupola is right there.
Yeah,
I think
no,
that's it.
I will show you a better picture. I will just have to, yeah, in here, I'm going to actually stop my share and create a new share actually.
okay.
Where I can probably do that in here. Yeah. Can you see this aerial view?
Yes,
Can you see the aerial view?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so in here you can see, actually, I will continue glancing through them. So here you can see the cupola. Can you
Right,
see
yeah.
this image?
yep,
Yeah, so it is existing, as I mentioned. You know, these are the different aerial views. And actually, I will use this image to illustrate what we're looking to do is to erase this. You see these flat roofs in here? There's all the flat roof in here, another flat roof in here. Can you see them?
mm-hmm,
Yeah, so we're trying to eliminate those roofs and go back to a more of a pitch roof, more in character with the existing structure, and also to tone down the massiveness of this element that you can see here. You see what I'm circling here?
yeah,
You know that we want to bring down to that architectural mass to a more gentle appearance.
Mhm.
You know, by creating some of it will turn into the garage here in the front, and in the back, actually a conservatory, where we are actually eliminating this large, massive roof area in the front and the back to come back to a more architectural and more pleasing proportion that you will see here. This is existing. You can again see the cupola, and you can also see here the misalignment of the dormers.
right,
You see how the cupola and the dormers, you know, there's no rhyme or reason for that in here.
and the front door,
And the front door too, yeah. So here, you know, this aerial view actually will help me illustrate the fact that we want to really make this house more charming, bring it more to a nicer proportion. You know, in here you can see actually this one has a better alignment. In here you can see the dormer, the two dormers and the cupola that are, you know, at least they talk to each other here. But in the back, clearly you can see that there's no really conversation of these elements.
Mhm.
You know, they are in total discomfort, if you will. So that we're trying to fix that. Yeah.
Okay.
So
few-
now if I went back, I'm going to stop this share.
Yep.
And share again my screen here, my PDF, where you will be able to actually see now the new character of the house and what we're trying to do. Again, you know, eliminating this large. Can you see my elevation here?
yes,
Yeah. So you see, we are eliminating the large mass, just leaving a small portion of the gable that will be hidden actually by the front garage in the main elevation, and in the back actually by the creation of the dormer that you can see here, this conservatory.
Mhm.
So the large element will stay in a second plane, and now we're creating a conservatory in the front where we are cutting actually about probably 50%, you know, on 25 on the front, 25 on the back, and just keeping the main core of this element on a secondary plane by the illustration that we're showing here, the conservatory, if you will.
What's the height of the cupola from the ground?
You know, the height of the cupola from the ground. Okay, I'm gonna illustrate the front elevation here. You know, if you will see here, there's about 10 feet. So we'll be talking 20, we're talking about 30 feet.
Because
But again, you know, we're trying to work with it.
now the cupola adds an entire story to the house.
That is correct. It is a large element, but I think architecturally we can work with it. More so because of the different elements that we're creating are going to bring the cupola to a secondary plane. So, and maybe in elevation in here, it looks taller, obviously it's an elevation, but in real life, in perspective, we have a lot of other elements and other points of interest where the cupola will go really to a secondary plane. And it's existing.
So Teo, is that just an aesthetic element, or is it actually bringing light in?
Yeah, we are actually taking, at the moment, actually, that doesn't bring any light. But what we're doing here, Adam, and the board members, we are creating, actually, making sense of that element. So it will be bringing light into the second floor. You can actually see it here.
Got
You
it.
can see the octagon that there will be bringing light into the second floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it something that one can climb into? Can you walk into this area? Or walk-
Well, in here, yes, you will be able to see the light coming through the windows. Yes, in here.
No,
So
but you
you-
can't get to that elevation, George. You can't like walk up there.
No,
Yeah, this-
you cannot physically walk into like a lighthouse. You cannot, but you will be able to on the second floor. You see the cupola here,
Right.
and in elevation you can see it here. The light will be used in the second floor. This light will be coming to the second floor. Now you will be able to enjoy it. At the moment, you cannot.
Okay, but my question was there a landing or a circular stairwell or something that would take people up into that?
No.
Okay,
You
right.
you will be able to stand. A person is about this height.
Right,
It will be standing. This is the floor of the second floor, and a person
Right.
will be like to here, to where my cursor is. So you will be able to look up. There will be a hanging light, and it will be. We will make it actually an interesting feature inside of the house, which at the moment is not.
yeah, I've been in the house and I've been on the second floor and it's very cramped and sort of off.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah, we are fixing that. Thank you for bringing that up. You know, we are
Mhm.
fixing that to the point where if you see here, you know, the dash lines that you see here is the elements that we are removing from the house. You know, there's a stairwell that is here off to the side. So now you will be able to come up. You will have a playroom in here for the kids, and there will be a bedroom here. And the cupola will be able to, when these doors are open, you will share the light, the bedroom and the playroom.
right.
Nice. So Sue, what do you want to do with this? What are your thoughts here?
As
The-
I look at the cupola, you know, to me, it seems quite large and a little out of proportion to the rest of the house.
Yeah, I would, as a design, as the designer, I would probably not create a cupola of this height normally, but I respect what's there, and I think we can work with it. And actually, that's a challenge too, because you know, we have actually worked hard in here to tone it down and to massage it, if you will, visually. You know, by creating all these elements, you know, there's going to be enough elements here, and the house is long. Actually, if you look in here at the whole house, you know, it doesn't bother me anymore. It works. You know, I'm okay with this tall element. Remember that even the cupola as an architectural element of the zoning wise, you know, it doesn't exceed, of course, and there are exceptions for cupolas. So the zoning wise, it works. And also architecturally too. I think actually the challenge for us has been, okay, would I create that element as a designer? Probably not. Maybe it's a little tall, but with the new design that we're creating here, I think it works. You know, the house is quite long, so this vertical element actually works. It creates I think a movement, a visual movement, and it will be attractive. It's existing.
How many acres is this property?
Probably, what are we there, Alan? Maybe like 20 acres?
I thought it was
I
like
think it's about
17.
11 acres on this one.
How many?
Well,
Well,
we got two parcels, so maybe the one parcel probably, yeah,
Yeah,
11 acres.
the other one's
One
like
parcel.
4 and change.
Yeah, it's 15 total. The out-
15.
Yeah.
Right, it's like 11 and 4.
Yeah, so the outbuildings that are coming down.
Yeah.
Are you creating a field for any specific use? Let's say for the care of animals or the care of something that would be stored on the property?
No, not really. You know, there may be, you know, I think it would be interesting to have maybe, you know, one or two pets in there, but then it's not a horse property. Like we don't need stables, we don't need horses, we don't need paddocks, we don't need any of that. That's
Okay.
not the goal of this property.
Okay,
Not the goal. And it
Or-
won't be because my client is not interested in carrying, you know, this type of use anyway. So
Right.
that's not the intention.
yeah, okay. So no, my question was going along towards alpacas or dogs or anything like that, where it might be advantageous to have a vantage point where one could view the property and feels if they're active in some way. Having
No, you know, there are pets, of course, you know, my client has, you know, pets. She has 2 dogs. Maybe there's another dog, but, you know, maybe she will get, you know, maybe another type of pet similar to it. But there are horses. There's not an interest in here, like horses or any of that use. No, that's not the goal.
I don't see livestock going here. I just see her with her dog. I
How
just see the
far
client with
from-
the dogs.
The street is this house?
Pardon me?
How far from the street and is
Okay.
there?
This house, you cannot see from the street, and we are like 178 feet,
Yeah.
or over 100 feet. You see,
But-
here is the setback line.
And-
So
and-
we are 3 times and more the setback line, the required setback. You don't see this house from the street.
Yeah, and you're what, 40 feet above the street?
Yes, but it's you cannot see it even if you
No.
look for it.
No, I agree. You can't, you don't know this property exists unless
No,
you drive
no.
in there.
You know, again, you know, again, it's existing, but we are working with it and to make it beautiful. I will be
It's-
proud after we're done with this project.
It's pretty woodsy between the house and the street.
Oh, yeah. This is absolutely wooded.
So on a wooded slope, you really don't perceive it, especially when you're going along Sarl Street.
Yeah, and again, you know, it's 3 times the required setback. You know, 50 foot is the required, and we are 178 feet.
And with the various deletions, it's like 1,500, I think it's 1,400 or 1,500 square feet less impervious surfaces.
We're removing
following
impervious
the
surface.
modifications.
Yeah.
So we will be creating additional greenery by doing this project.
Right.
I also like the fact that you're reducing the size of that building to the east, the flat roof. It's so cavernous and long and just sits there. And now you're reincorporating it with the garage and the conservatory.
Yes, that's very true. And actually that has been a goal as well, where if I would illustrate the roof lining here, you know, we are eliminating all these flat roofs that you have here, in here, and in here.
Right.
So there's 0 flat roofs now, 0. You know, where you have such an intense amount of flat roofs that it's very unappealing.
How large is this house?
If I take this first floor and the second floor, the house is probably about maybe 11,000 square feet, and we're bringing it down to like about 9,000. We are eliminating house.
And you're eliminating the buildings too, so. you know,
Yes, and also, yes, we want to create more open space and larger vistas. We want to make this a beautiful property, bring it back to its original glory.
Adam, there's another lot there. Were it to be subdivided and a house put there, then it would have a dramatic impact on a neighbor.
Yeah, I think there's already a house there.
No,
Right.
I'm talking, and then this, in the, what is that? Would be the western part of the property, I guess. Yeah, there's a lot there if you were to put a house in there.
No, there is a house there. That's what
Yeah, there
Adam
is a
saying.
house.
Here, right here.
No, that's to the east. I'm saying to the west.
There's a house
in
there
here.
too.
Yeah, there's a house here too. Yeah, there's a house right here.
Yeah.
Oh, there is, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, hard to see in this image, but in here, if I was to show you the survey, you know, we're talking about this.
Yeah, there it
structure.
is.
Okay,
You know, again, this house will remain, but this
Mhm.
will be eliminated. This
I see.
frame building, there's another frame building. This will be eliminated. We want to
Right.
create more open space, actually.
mhm.
So generally, where's the board committee coming out with this? Okay, Sue, I think you had the biggest concern. Did you resolve
I
it to
love
your
the
satisfaction?
architecture. The cupola's the biggest cupola I have seen on a residence.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um,
But again, you know, I would stress that the cupola is existing, and we are working hard.
Yeah, if you
Keep
think
it.
this is
You know,
a real
the-
issue, Sue, we could, you could send this to, we could send this to the ARB if you think there'd be some benefit to that.
But you
I-
see, I would like to get a resolution today if we can, Adam.
I understand.
Please.
I understand.
You
I-
know, if
I feel that because the house is set so far back and the architecture otherwise is really, I think you did a beautiful job with it. I would go along with this. I'm
thank you so much.
just, will be interested in seeing it when it's done.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Much
Uh,
appreciated.
now we just, really speaking to the history and how all of these buildings exist, you may need to coordinate, Teo, with Rob, the building inspector. The status of those buildings, he might make you take them down if that's really what you're going to do now.
Well, you know, I would prefer that if that was, say, for example, a condition prior to C of O. So we have a little time to do
Yeah,
it.
you'll have to,
That would be okay.
work with Rob on that is really my point.
problem.
We're going to send this next to the building, but you're going to have to work out those issues with him.
No problem, Adam. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. John, anything else you want to add?
No.
Okay. All right, then I'll make a motion to send this to the building department.
Thank you, Adam.
I'll
I'll
second.
second it.
Okay, I think that was George. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, great job, Teo.
Thank you so much, Adam. Board
it's a-
members, thank you so
Thank
much
you all.
for
All
your
right.
time.
Take
You
care,
have a
Alan.
lovely day.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Okay. So now we're just going down the street a bit to 49 Sarles. Let's see if we've got anyone here for this. We do not. Okay, let me pull up those plans. 49 Sarles Street. All right, so this is a Hammond Ridge lot. Though it's not in the subdivision proper. Okay. So this lot is accessed off of Sarles on a long driveway. Once you get up in past the gate and you come around, and then this is all lawn now. And they're proposing the patio and a pool.
Adam,
in
I'm
the
sorry for
existing yard.
interrupting. We're looking at a section of the town code. We're not seeing the.
Sorry, I
diagram that
shared the
think
wrong
you-
screen. Thank you.
Yeah, that's okay. Sorry.
Thanks for letting me know. Better?
Thank you.
Yeah. So coming up, Sarl Street is down over here. You come up this driveway. You pass in front of the house in the motor court around the back. This is all existing lawn in the rear, and they're proposing the patio and pool. This is the stormwater system over here. You know, given that it's all existing lawn, I don't have any major concerns. Let's see what I've got here. Depict the existing septic system, and we need the gross land coverage worksheet and backup. But assuming it's a large lot, assuming all of that is sufficient, I don't have many comments here. John, you have anything?
No, it just looked like some fencing was in the conservation easement, not
Yeah.
adjacent properties. I was
Yeah,
wondering.
and that's
if there was a-
existing, all right? That's existing. But yeah,
Yeah. I assume there was a clearing and grading limit line with this, with the Hammer Ridge subdivision?
yes, I took a look at that too, but when I did my review, and yeah, it's not outside of it.
Oh, good. Okay,
Yeah, essentially the grading limit line was where that wall is.
okay. Yeah, so it's basically, butting up the stormwater issues. I
Yeah.
mean, they're treating it, they just have to finish that up.
Mhm. Committee members, any thoughts, concerns?
You're just assuming the impervious surface coverages, that those computations will fall into place, Adam?
I think so, given the size of the lot, and then given the bonus you get for having the setback from the front property line, I think it will be fine, is my guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if not, they're gonna have to comply.
Right.
All right, I'll make a motion to send this to building.
I'll second.
Was that Michael? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next, 38 Wampus Lakes Drive. See if we have anyone waiting here. Dan Sherman, no. Okay, let's pull up this one. Okay. So what we're talking about, it's a corner lot, Laurel Hill Place and Wampus, which is over here. The house, this is an existing lawn area here. There's a walkout basement on the side of the house, so they'd walk out. And where this lawn is, it would be converted to the pool and patio. It's a nice spot. It really does work when you go out there. It makes sense. Let me see if I've got any comments. They need a variance. They're exceeding the maximum land coverage. We show the town GIS shows a stream located along Laurel Hill Place. John, I went out there. I didn't see any evidence of it.
No, I don't recall that street.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
don't
remember when this house was built, I think the De Aguadis built it, right?
don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
don't
didn't,
Call the street.
yeah, I didn't see any evidence of it.
There's a pond over at Laurel Hill.
Yeah, but that's not, yes, but that's not impacting this.
Okay.
And let's see, a small portion of the patio does not meet the required rear yard setback, so they'll have to cut that back. I think it's, oh, right here, yeah. Right, tiny bit. Yeah, see that foot or two. But they'll do that. Otherwise, I think this is actually a really good location. Anything on your end, John, that we need to?
Oh, it's a stormwater. I don't know how
Yeah.
he's treating the stormwater.
Okay, so he's got to do that, obviously.
Yeah.
So, I would say send this to building and zoning. unless anyone has some objection, I'll make a motion to send it to building and zoning.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
I,
Thank you. All right, next is a pool and addition. Let's get them, they're waiting, so we'll send that, let them in.
$3,000 square foot addition.
Yeah. Okay. All right, anyone, we have someone here for 462, right? How are you?
Hi, hello. Hi, my name is Milot Shala. How are you?
Very good. Is anyone else coming in? I wasn't sure if anyone else is here in the waiting
Yes.
room.
Would you be able to promote Matthew Yee? He's the property owner. He is waiting.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Okay, great. And hi, Matthew, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you.
All right, so yeah, why don't you take us through what you're proposing? Actually, you know, it's quite a dramatic change to what's there. So if you have some pictures of the existing house, I think that would help the committee to see, you know, how you're transforming the space.
Of course, I hope the committee can see a screen I'm sharing.
Yes.
Via
Yes,
Zoom
we see your
today.
screen. Yeah, so that's existing conditions right there.
Correct. So I'm showing photographs of the existing conditions. These photographs are the front yard. This is a one-story house, and this is an accessory structure, a garage at the to the left of this the front view, if you will. So this is the same view of that accessory structure, garage. There's few, you know, there's an existing site plan here that tells the story of the existing. There's a plot plan to the left.
Mhm.
This is a rear yard, the existing condition. And there's more photographs of the long driveway on top right corner there. So we're essentially proposing to add to the right side of the existing house. If I can just scroll back to the front view. So we're going to try to repurpose some of the existing house there, and then also to the left side, we're trying to keep the walls and then restructure the roof. And also, we're looking to remove this large chimney as well, and then propose a large addition, one-story addition to the right of the house. I can continue if you would like for me to show the existing conditions and then propose site plan.
Yeah, no, go, I think go to the proposed site plan, then show the elevations. That was a good background so the committee understands what's there now.
Thank you. And if I could just ask, is Matthew, has he joined us, the property owner?
Yes.
I'm
Okay,
here.
great. Okay, hi, Matthew. Welcome.
Hi, hello, everybody.
Hi.
Greetings.
So if you can see on the right side of your screen, you'll see the existing conditions. This shows the existing house. So if I could, if it's okay with the board, I can draw some lines, if that's okay with everyone.
Yeah.
So just some diagrams. So I'm drawing a light blue line that shows the line, you know, in which we're basically, that's where we're proposing from this line moving to essentially to the right. That's where the addition will live. And to the left, we're keeping most of the existing structure. Also, we're keeping some of the walls out to here, and then we're adding a volume, if you will, onto the side there. So I'm going to draw a rectangle and try to quickly rotate it here, so I can just show you the side here as to where we're going to add. So if you can just imagine to this side, well, let's do it this way. So we're essentially adding an addition here, just bear with me, onto this side over here, and then I'll go to the proposed site plan. So that's the scope of work. We're also proposing a pool which will be situated somewhere here, and I'll go to the site plan as well as renderings. So that's the scope of work existing versus proposed. So if I can just scroll here. So here's the proposed site plan. I'm sorry, the screen is a bit blurry. It's just coming through Zoom. I hope I'm going to zoom in a little bit to the right here, so you can see the extent of the proposed, I guess, addition to the right side, and we also have the pool as well there. And there's a pergola trellis structure situated in outdoor dining and living areas. And I can zoom into the isometric views and some renderings we have here to show the proposed design. And again, I apologize for blurred screen as it transmits over Zoom. So if you can see the blurred screen here, okay, so we're now clear. So you'll see the proposed vision to the right here.
Yeah, no, I already did.
What are your exterior materials?
So in terms of materials, we are proposing a hardy plank type siding. The Arctic white would be the preferred large, clean, smooth panel system of hardy plank, and then also proposing a black roof with black eaves and gutters. There is a small pergola at the portico at the front. For there, we're proposing a black clad plastic AZAC, plastic cladding for post and beam composition. And for the stone patios, we're proposing granite pavers. There will also be some stepping stones and pavers throughout the front yard and a little bit at the rear yard as well. I'll just point with the arrows here. So the composition will be essentially a black and white type,
And the window frames will be black.
Correct. We're also proposing window frames by Pella windows. There'll be some glass fronts. I'll just point with an arrow if I may. There'll be a sequence of glass fronts here by the master as well, some sliding doors, and there'll be some fixed window panels as well, all in black Pella. So if I can just take you to, per Matthew's suggestion, I'll take you to the elevations, if you will, so we can review the elevations.
And I'm seeing some skylights.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Let me go back to the, I apologize. Let me go back to the isometric views. I can show the skylights. Again, sorry for the blurred view. So you can see skylights. I'll just point with a green arrow. There'll be a number of skylights at the rear yard here. These will not be visible at the front yard. These were predominantly facing the rear yard here, as well as here. There's also an unopened type skylight structure here at the rear as well, at the master bedroom patio, just right off the master bed.
Give me the orientation of where north is.
Yes, so I'm going to remove all these arrows, and then I'll quickly just point one arrow so we're all fully aware of where north is. So again, sorry for all these arrows. Just bear with me. Remove all of them. So let's go. So north is essentially, if we're looking at the front yard, so north will be due this way. And if we're looking at the rear yard, north would be due this way. I can show the renderings. This is the front view, and I can also point with an arrow. North is due this way as well. And this is a view of the rear yard with a pool, and this is side yard, and the side yard with a pool as well. And if I can quickly get to elevations, which I didn't do that for Matthew's request, let me just make sure.
This is a beautiful house.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of nice details.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So this is a view of the front, and I'm just going to point with arrows again. I apologize for this. I'm just trying to make for clarity. This is a front view. This is the rear view of the house, and these two views here are side views, if you will. We opted for clean geometry. My client Matthew Yee is a designer as well, so we're designing this house together, and he has a particular design preference towards very clean lines and monolithic forms and the composition of simple, clean shadows and textures and materials. So for Matthew's preference, we went with the cleanest possible shaped dormers as well, and then the forms to come up with a very simple sculptural composition of very subtle shadows, and so we try to clean up as much of the existing as we can in the process. Because if we were to add another volume to existing, we would be competing with these beautiful existing forms that were done by the architect originally, but they had these different angles on the roofs. So we're trying to simplify the new form to work very well with the existing intent that the architect had for the building. And then we came up with this, we would think that this is a clean composition of forms.
You met your goals. It's
Thank you.
really quite an attractive house.
Thank you very much. I think it's mainly due to Matthew Yee's direction, so I do appreciate his input. as
Thank
a
you
client,
so
but
much.
also as a design.
With that being said, there are still some issues we need to address. You know, if you could go back to the site plan, we can go over those.
Just bear with me.
Mhm. So I think, you know, what we need to, you need to deal with the health department, right? And the septic system and whether or not they're going to allow you to utilize that septic system with the new reconfigured house. The pool and the patio don't meet that rear yard setback. So you'll need to get a variance or seek a variance from the Zoning Board of Appeals in order to build that. And it's, you know, it's a significant variance. Let's see, you exceed the maximum amount of gross land coverage by a little bit, by 230 square feet. So if you're going to the Zoning Board of Appeals anyway, you might as well ask for that variance as well. Oh, any town regulated tree removal proposed in the rear?
At the rear, we do have some. I'll take it to the existing plan, if you will. Just bear with me. Sorry, I'm just going to zoom out so I can take it to the existing conditions. We don't have, so let me just remove these lines. There will be trees to the right here. If you can see these trees on the, I'm going to use my arrow again. These trees, the roots and the canopy may be affected for this elm tree here. And the other ones are all along the front, if you will, of the home, of the house. There's some evergreens that we're going to remove, and these are lining the house now. So our design.
Oh, okay, yeah. But those are not, I don't think those will qualify as a regulated tree, those
Correct.
evergreens, right?
Yes.
Right, that's just overgrown foundation plants, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so don't worry about those. Show whatever trees, anything over 8 inches DBH that are coming down. If it's just the one elm, that's not going to need a tree removal permit, but show it. And you know, I suggest that you fill out some additional landscaping or fill in at the rear property line. You know, I think you might want some more landscaping for privacy at that rear lot line, especially if that pool is going to go back there.
Of course, we're thinking of proposing maybe arborvitaes, you know,
Yeah.
a row of those, maybe 8 foot in height, not greater than 8 feet.
Yeah,
In
so
addition to
that makes sense. That makes sense. John, any comments from your end?
No, this is just the typical stormwater
Okay,
site details, grading. We'll need that information as they proceed to the building permit.
Correct. We have our engineer, Elliot Senior, is working with health department and obtaining all the well water locations at this juncture. And we'll be designing a new septic system as well, a new stormwater erosion control plan. And that's in progress now.
Great.
I just want to ask the board one question. I'm sure Matthew Yee would have probably the same comment. If we were to essentially bump the pool, if you will, towards the house, would we still be required to to appear in front of the Zoning Board of Appeals?
well, any part of the pool complex that is beyond the green line requires a variance. So I guess in theory, you know, you could swap the pool and the pergola.
Correct. Yes.
But, you know, I think if you're desire is this plan, go to the zoning board, see if you could get that variance, right? And then go to plan B if you can't.
So just one last question, the impervious surface I'm exceeding at 230 square feet plus minus, that would be just this pool deck area, which I could also reduce as well. I could essentially, just have lawn there with some
Yep.
stepping stones just around the pool, so
That's right. You could do it that way, sure.
thank you. Okay. Thank you so
This
much.
this is all flat. There are no wetland issues here, correct?
Correct, no wetlands, no steep slopes. This is straightforward, in terms of drainage, our engineer is already looking at different options, but it should be, we're performing the percolation tests, and I think we had some good rates. We're verifying everything, but it should be straightforward.
Yeah, overall, I think it's a great plan. Committee, do you want to move this to the zoning board and the building department?
Yes,
Okay, so I'll make a motion to send this to the ZBA and building.
I can,
That was Michael, thank you. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, so looks good, guys. So your next step, we're gonna put all of our comments together. We'll post that on the RPRC determination page later today. That will give you essentially your marching orders. Top of that list will be going to the Zoning and Board of Appeals, but also all of these other planning and engineering comments. You could then revise the plans and then submit to the building department.
Thank you so much for your recommendation.
All right. All right,
Thank you.
Matthew, congratulations. This looks.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I
looks great.
really appreciate it.
yeah, good
Thank
luck
you.
with it.
Thank
right.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, we have one more left for 5 Hunter Drive. And it's for a fence. Put that up here. Okay, so it is an aluminum black fence and it's essentially enclosing this rear yard. And this was part of the old Kaufman subdivision that we approved, if you remember a few years ago, Michael. I don't know if you were on the board, but
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember it offhand.
okay, all right. So, essentially some short pieces of aluminum fence just to,
picture of the fence.
we don't have a picture of the fence, but they describe it and I'll show it to you.
What's the top of the fence sound like?
Well, you mean, is it going to be a rail? Is that what you're asking?
Yes,
Yeah, I don't know if we have the answer to that. 54202 aluminum. Don't know.
I am always uncomfortable with the spike top fence.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be spiked, but sometimes I've seen, aluminum fences with a rail and sometimes it's the individual pickets. But yeah, not, I don't think it would be a spike.
Well, I just would like to make sure it's definitely not spiked.
Okay, well, we can put that in. So why don't we send this to the building with condition that top of fence not include spikes? Is that the right word? Yeah.
Can you pull the fence so that Sue can see what it looks like?
No, they didn't submit it. All we have is the description.
Hmm.
156. I don't know what 5402 aluminum fence is. Yeah. But we'll get the details. When they submit to the building department, and we'll make sure it doesn't have the
No,
spikes.
I have a problem with spike fences because animals can be impaled on them. And you
Yeah,
don't
no,
want
I understand your
that
concern.
to the homeowner or the animal.
Yep. All right, so I'll make a motion to send it to the building department with that condition.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So that concludes our meeting. Thank you, everyone. We got a lot
Thank
accomplished.
you, Adam.
It was a good meeting. I hope everyone has a great
Yeah,
day.
good job.
Great projects,
Yeah, well
Adam.
done,
Thank you for
Adam.
bringing these to us.
Sure. Glad you could help.
When's our next meeting?
Hmm.
Are we
I believe
meeting?
it's in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, everyone.
All right, take care.
Thanks, Adam. All
Thank
right, see
you.
you Monday.
Happy holidays, everyone.